Hey guys, how you doing? Today I thought we'd do up a special version of my favorite steak pie. These pies can be found across all the pubs in the UK and remind me of my travels. We're going to use a phyllo pie crust and kick up our fillings with some tasty vegetables and some savory curried gravy. It's going to be absolutely delicious. It's time to get in the kitchen and start cooking. This is a Dome Cooking Show. We're going to be doing a tribute to a steak pie inspired by my travels in the UK. It starts off with some beautiful chuck steak here. You don't need anything too fancy for this. If you want some fat and marbling, that's going to really help with the dish. We've got some ginger and some garlic. We've got some red onion. We've got some wild mushrooms over here, some fresh parsley. I've got some celery and a little bit of butter we're going to put in there. I like a little bit of zucchini, something a little bit different. Traditionally, in the UK, they use Guinness. So we're going to use some Guinness in there to keep those flavors rolling. We're also going to be salt-free on this, and we're just going to use the Maggi Seasoning as a replacement for our salt. Let's have a look at the curry mix that we're going to be doing to make that crazy steak curried pie gravy. Down here we've got some bay leaves and some chili flakes. I've got my fresh cracked pepper because I love cracked pepper. We've got a little bit of flour to start that roux and get it going with the butter. Mexican saffron, I'm going to put that in there. Actually, I've never done it with it, but I'm kind of excited to try something new, especially with you guys. Then I've got some turmeric and some of that garam masala. So we're off to the races. We're going to get our pan on hot, and we're going to start bringing all this stuff together. I'm excited. Okay, it's time to chop up our vegetables and get stuff going. I've already started to chop some stuff already. You know me, I like to be a little ahead. And why don't we just get some of this steak going here? As I said, this beautiful fatty chuck. Very inexpensive, but a lot of flavor in that fat. So we're going to cube the steak. You know when you bite into a steak pie, you don't want some crazy big pieces of meat. So I'm really looking forward to this pie. Haven't made it in a long time, kind of excited. And it's a rainy day in the city. No better time for a rainy day dish than a nice steak pie. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Makes me think of my mom. There we go. That's in there. I'm going to knock out some of these mushrooms. Find a flat surface for the mushroom. Take the first piece off. So that way you can chop it safely. It's not going to bob around in your hand and you're not going to nick yourself, right? There we go. Fold down. Chop, 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 chop. Clean your mushrooms too, man. These guys hold a lot of dirt in them. So I gave them a good scrub. But, here we go. All right, there you go, buddy. You're gonna go in there. He's sharing an apartment with some zucchini right now. There you go, buddy. All right, speaking of zucchini, let's get this guy going there. Piece like that, piece like that. We're just simple cubes. Knock them out, nice and gently. There you go. All right, buddy. You're going to go in there with your mushroom, pal. There you go. Oh, need some parsley. So we're going to get some fresh parsley out of there. You know how I like to do it. If you saw the other episode, you'll see that I like to roll up my herbs, right? And I don't mind a bit of the stems and everything else in it. Just make sure it's nicely washed. You want some clean parsley. Find yourself again, knuckles back, chop, 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 chop. There you go. All right, we're looking pretty good here for all of our ingredients to go in our curried steak pie. I'm gonna get the pan on nice and hot, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get all this stuff put together. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, I almost forgot. There's one little cheat with this dish that I like to do, and it's a pretty smart one. You get yourself some of those frozen mixed vegetables. They've got corn in there, and some beans, and some carrots, and peas, and it's a perfect accompaniment to the pie, and it's also the perfect melody of vegetables that you don't need to chop. So a lot of work saved here thanks to the frozen vegetables. Good thing I remembered. All right, let's get our pan nice and hot. We're gonna get some olive oil in there. There you go, mate. There you go. Okay, and then we're gonna start with our onions. Beautiful. There you go. Get our steak in there. Just have to place the steak in there nice and gently. You don't have to be all crazy and dump it in one spot. Remember, we want it to braise in here. So we're gonna get the steak in there. Go. All right, that's good. Gorgeous. As usual, Smelling awesome. All right, get our celery in there. That's enough celery. Stir. Loosen everybody up a bit. Getting kind of loud. All right, there we go. Very nice. All right, keep everything nice and flat. We got it on a low medium heat right now. Some of that zucchini and mushrooms in there. Beautiful. Now that's enough of those guys. Ginger and our garlic. Don't forget that. And spread it out with your hands. We're going to give it a nice toss. Yeah. Loving this. All right. Ooh. I mean, you have no idea what's going to happen. If you're doing this at home and you get to this stage and you think it's good, like, just wait, because it's going to get turned up. All your pets and your family will be gathered around you going, "What are you cooking, Mom?" Sit back and wait. Go vacuum the house. Go clean your room. Did you make your bed? Get those kids working, man. Then they can earn their dinner like we had to. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Whoa, nice. Frozen vegetables time. These guys. Makes such a nice colorful palette when you're looking at all this too. It's quite pretty. There we go. Yeah, you take the whole bowl in there. That's going to add a lot of color, flavor to our dish. All right, now let's get serious. We got to get some seasoning in there. Bay leaves. Boom. 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 Use my spoon. A little bit of that Mexican saffron. That guy's going in there. We need this flour to create the roux. So start going over the flour like this, nice and gently like that. Okay, you can knock in those chilies too. Get those guys in. Just go turn the plate gently around. You already laid it out, made it easy, D-man, right? Curry time. There we go. Let's get that curry in. Okay, a little bit of that turmeric. Beautiful. And my favorite, cracked black pepper. All right, we're doing pretty good here. Whoa, now we're talking, dude. Look at that. Gorgeous George, this is. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Okay, now we don't have any liquids in there. We don't want any liquids in there at this time because there's liquids in all the vegetables and we want that meat to braise off. Then we're gonna add our liquid. If you'll also notice, we haven't added any salt. So that Maggi salt, soy type, seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, we haven't added that in there yet. We'll get that. Just go nice and slow. Right. Spread everybody out. Let it get all brought together. There we go. So I'm digging this right now. Okay. Wow. It smells incredible in here. Reminds me of Brick Lane in London. That's where all the curry restaurants are. You get to England, go to Brick Lane, and enjoy some amazing world-class curries. All right, we're gonna mix everything around here. You can see it's all coming together. Let's get some of our seasoning in here. This is our salt. You could be a little bit generous with that. There we go. That's enough. And then we need to put in our parsley. So with that in there, well, you put the whole thing in there. Okay, we got our parsley in there now. And of course, we got to add our Guinness beer. The Guinness beer has a sphere, a ball inside that makes it so unique. That's Guinness. And it's going to add a lot of body to this and a very unique flavor from amazing beer, Guinness. I'm going to add the whole can. All right. Beautiful. Oh, don't forget a couple nubs of butter. Need some of that in there because everything's better with butter. One of those is good. Okay. Now it's time to bring it all together. Be gentle here. It's hot liquid, right? Be careful. and we're on the pan. Marry it all together. This smells awesome. Dude, it's so good. Okay, you got all that in there. You know, that butter melted away. This is a good time to hold the pan and give it a gentle scrape on the bottom of the pan, because all that stuff went down to the bottom, and you want to scrape all those little bits and bobs off the bottom and bring it into the dish. You can feel it with your wooden spoon when you're scraping. You'll know when you get it all. Take your time. Here we go. All right. We're going to reduce this now. We're going to bring it down to a lower heat so that we can have it on a low simmer. This liquid is all going to reduce itself, and it's a good time to put a lid on it. Okay, right. So what I did was I took the tray and I put in a knob of butter in there, soft with my fingers, and I went all the way around the tray as you do. And then I took my soft phyllo dough that's been sitting out for like 45 minutes so that it's nice and soft and room temperature, and I gently laid it in here. I actually ripped it, but that's okay because you can fix it with your fingers. Be gentle, we're cooking, mistakes happen. And you know, you go in there like that, get it all the way around. We're gonna trim the edges off because we're not gonna need those extra edges. We'll get your scissors and just get in there and trim off, you know, about that much. You wanna have a little bit of a lip going around the outside of the tray. It's okay, if you trim off a little too much, that's okay. Better to trim off less than too much, right? There we go. Beautiful. Get the other side around here so you guys can see. It's not bad. Here we go. Yeah, he's okay. He'll survive. We'll go over here. This one right there. Oh, that one's actually pretty good. All right, let's save those pieces for later. All right, now we've got our pie crust in there. Poke some holes with a fork. Just boom, 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 boom. Give it a little bit of air because we're going to put it in the oven, which we've got preheated at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes. It's just going to tighten the crust up. That way, when we put in our liquids and all of our ingredients in there, you're going to have a nice base and a cut. When you cut through it with a fork, it's going to be gorgeous. So let's get it in the oven. You're watching the Dome Cooking Show. We'll be right back. Yummy. We're going to bring it over to the counter, and then we're going to set it down right there, and we're going to just let it cool down. And when it cools down, then we're going to be able to add our filling to it. Okay, wow. Now we're finally at the stage to assemble our beautiful steak and curried gravy and vegetable pie. We've got our phyllo dough out of the oven. As you can see, it's nice and cooled down. Look at how gorgeous it is, right? It's all puffed up and everything, and it does look like someone didn't make their bed, but it's absolutely stunning. And we're gonna take the cold steak and start to put it into the pie, nice and gently. You wanna peel out the bay leaves. That doesn't take much effort. Just get your fingers in there. It's nice and cold, so you don't have to worry about it. Find a bay leaf, there he is. Get rid of that guy. Nice and gently. Into the corners they go. Start in the corner and start building from there. The other corner. Oh, this is magnificent. I'm so excited to try this. And like I said, it's been a long time. And I made it especially for you guys today, because on the Dome Cooking Show, we like to do original dishes and fond memories. That's what makes great food. Your family's gonna love this. Okay. Well, look at that. I made exactly the right amount. Perfect. I'm gonna wipe this pan up in the by myself when the cameras are off with a piece of roti. We got a couple things that we need to prepare for the top layer of the phyllo dough. And one of them is raw egg, right? Give that guy a crack. Mix that together. The other thing is, if you want to get a little bit of butter, you want to heat that up in the microwave maybe, and then put the butter to one side as well, because we're going to glaze the top of it with the butter. Let's get our phyllo out and start getting it ready. Put the phyllo down like that. Make some room, D-man. There you go, brother. Okay, so this one is a perfectly flat, perfect room temperature phyllo. It's gonna peel on there really nicely. We're gonna have a little bit extra, but I'm gonna tuck it in and pillow it all in up gently. we go. All right, get that there. This side. Okay, so I want to place it on there. Right, beautiful. Then start in the corner, start tucking in like this. Little tucks like that. Okay, little pleats they're called. Be gentle, we're cooking. Get the pleats in. Don't worry about the other phyllo underneath it right now. Get the pleats in. There we go. It's gonna look gorgeous in the end. It's gonna be all puffed up nice. I don't wanna waste the pastry because it's so beautiful. You can cut off a little bit right here. A little bit of excess, right? Get the pleats in. Beautiful. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I like it a little bit more rustic anyway. Okay, so that's our guy right now. That's what he looks like. We've got to seal it all together. Clean our area. And now let's get our egg wash out. The egg wash is going to seal it all together. Then we're going to poke some holes in it. We're going to score the top first. Give it a couple scores like this. Then crosshatch it. You'll see why. Okay. Then we're going to get our egg wash. I'm going to paint around the edges. Just be liberal with this. You want it to get a nice crust and a nice seal. Right, now let's go into the middle and give it a nice wash in the middle. There we go. Right. Oh, this is going to be stunning. Okay, there you go, buddy. That's going to seal it up all the way across. Right, that looks great. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of butter around the edges and a little bit of butter in the middle. Now, you know me, I love that cracked pepper, so I'm going to go for a little bit of cracked pepper on the top. Just a little, not that much. You can put some around the edges if you like to. Okay, we left our oven on preheated at 350 degrees, so we're going to open the oven up, take this baby over there, slide it in for about 20 to 25 minutes. You got to keep your eye on it. Wow, this looks magnificent. There she is. Da-da-da-da. Wow. This turned out amazing. I'm so excited. I even love all the beautiful markings from the oven. It is very festive, and we can just put a little bit of butter around the edges and just polish her up a little bit. Put a little shine on it before you bring it to the table. It's a little chef treat there. Chef's kiss, as they say. Just a little bit around the top, too. A little bit of that salt, a little bit of that pepper is on there. Beautiful. What a gorgeous pie for today. Our steak curried pie. Yay! Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna let it cool down for a good 20 minutes. You don't wanna burn your face off. And then we're gonna cut into it and serve me a piece of this pie. Wow, that was a lot of fun today. We certainly came a long way with our steak curry gravy pie, full of wonderful vegetables, inspired by my travels over the UK. It's time to cut it open. All right, so I like to take the knife and start in the middle. Gentle cut like that. Oh, I can feel it all in there. Get to the edge. Remember, we greased the edges, so ideally, they should pop out pretty easy. You got a nice big whale fin of a phyllo over here. Just run the knife over like that. There we go. Do it again. And one more time over here. Okay, now I can feel it's already loose. So I'm gonna get my spatula and I'm gonna dig in from the middle all the way down, leverage the spatula underneath the pie crust because we made it so perfect. And bingo, our beautiful pie. Oh my goodness. Look at this baby. Fantastic. Wow, this is pretty awesome. Let's get into some of this right now. Look at how beautiful it looks there. Hey, right? Absolutely stunning. You can see all the vegetables in there. The gorgeous big crust over there, the phyllo, which is also fun to eat when we're gonna get in it. I'm not gonna wait any longer. Let's go, D-Man. Down with the crust. Oh, so tender and flaky. Let me get in there right now. There we go. Oh my God. Oh, dude, I think you totally outdid yourself this time. Oh, fabulous. Oh, you can taste. Oh, you can taste all the ingredients are in there. And that curry's got a nice zap to it, but it's not too spicy. It's all full of vegetables. The steak is so tender. I'm just gonna go for some piece of the phyllo right now. Let's test some of that out. Delicious. Oh, it's so good. People are gonna be fighting over this. You might wanna make a bigger one. Wow, I'm really happy. Thanks for watching the Gnome Cooking Show. We'll see you next time.